why I brought my daughter with me. I'm definitely a fan of all the young ladies that we have here today. Not that I omit the fellows. In any event, President Gingrich, trustees, faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class. I remember receiving this doctorate is deeply meaningful to me. And, you know, so many things go on in your life, but this is quite an honor. And I received it humbly. It's deeply meaning to me, standing here today, speaking to you at this turning point in your lives, may be the greatest honor of all.
Graduates, today is a day of celebration. It's the culmination of years of discipline, sacrifice, late nights, early mornings, and moments when quitting would have been easier than continuing. You stayed with it though, you pushed through, and today you crossed the stage not just with a degree, but with proof that you can finish what you started.
But let me be honest with you. You are graduating into a world that is changing faster than any generation before you. The job market is shifting. Industries are being reshaped.
Hard fought for gains are being lost. Artificial intelligence and new technologies are transforming how we work, how we communicate, and even how we think about careers. Some roles will disappear, others haven't even been invented yet.
That can sound intimidating, but I see it differently. You are not entering uncertainty, you are entering opportunity. Every generation faces headwinds. My generation did, the generation before me did. What defines success is not the absence of change, but the ability to adapt to it.
Your degree is not just a credential. It's evidence that you are gifted and know how to learn. In this new world, learning is the most valuable skill you can have. The people who succeed will not be the ones who know the most today. They'll be the ones willing to keep growing and keep growing and keep growing tomorrow and the next day.
So let us share a few thoughts we hope you will carry with you. First, be adaptable. Your first job may not be your dream job. Your career may take unexpected turns, but don't resist that. Some of the greatest opportunities in life come disguised as detours. Prior to getting some of the things that I was involved in, I had a detour working with youth development, and I opened up a sporting goods store in Harlem, and that sort of jumpstarted my career.
Second, stay grounded in values. Technology will change, industries will change, the law may change, but integrity, work ethic, kindness, and respect, those never go out of style. Your reputation and commitment to what is right will travel further than your resume. Be grounded in values. In my own life, a couple things come to mind as I think about this principle is that my parents marched in the historic March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, led by Dr. Martin Luther King and other civil rights champions. I'm the first person in my family who was born with the right to vote. The Voting Rights Act became law in August 1965. Was signed into law in August 1965, and I was born in October of 1965. I went to law school to do my part in continuing the fight for civil rights and social justice. recent civil rights retrenchment taking place, and some of the things happening in this country is deeply troubling as someone who was born, first person in my family born with the right to vote. But in the words of Ella Baker, great civil rights activist, and the singing group Sweet Honey in the Rock, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We will continue to struggle for these so important civil rights and voting rights.
I would add to that, embrace resilience. There will be setbacks. Doors will close, plans will change, but remember this, resilience is built in difficult moments. Pressure doesn't break strong people, it reveals them. When I was here at St. Bonaventure in my sophomore year, I contracted tuberculosis, and back in that time it was thought to be a death sentence, or at least make it more difficult in terms of athletics. However, I stayed in school and I pursued my thing, and what do you know? I was back on the court in Madison Square Garden before I knew it.
And I'll add to that, I was after a year of being hospitalized. So that, it was a real setback. He entered with the class of 63 and graduated with the class of 64. So hung in there, and look at him today, 85 years old, and getting an honorary degree from his beloved alma mater. Fourth principle we want to lift up is that you need to lift others as you climb. Success means more when it's shared. Help someone behind you. Mentor someone who needs guidance. Use your education not just to advance yourself, but to improve your community. It makes me think in my life when I was graduating from college, after I graduated from Dartmouth College, I decided I wanted to go teach for a year before going on to law school. So I went back to Harlem and became a teacher for a year, and it was one of the most enriching experiences of my life. I created a Big Brother, Big Sister program in partnership with my Dartmouth Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority sisters. And we exposed my students that were in my class to college and let them see that college was a viable reality. We took them on a trip to Dartmouth for those 7th grade students, many who had never left New York City and had never visited a college. And after I went to law school, for other Harlem students, we continued that trip and brought other classes of students up to Dartmouth College to experience both a rural environment as well as exposure to college. So you can do whatever you want coming out of this school, to think about ways that you can be a blessing to others and those coming behind you. Those are just a couple of ways that I kind of stepped out of the box that was expected for me and stepped into my own lane to actually help students that were coming behind me and the students in my class. So please, think big. Think big. I'll add one thing. When I wanted to do this trip to take the students to Dartmouth, I was like, okay, how am I going to pay for this, right? I'm a teacher. So I told someone at a meeting about it, and the president of the Pepsi-Cola Bottling Company of New York was at this meeting and said, I'll pay for the trip. So never be hesitant to put something out there that you really want to do. Even if you don't have the money to do it, share your vision and dream with others, and who knows, they may step forward and help provide the finances for it.
And finally, believe in your ability to make a difference. You don't need permission to lead. You don't need a title to create change. Leadership begins the moment you choose to take responsibility over comfort.
Graduates, as you leave here today, you carry more than knowledge. You carry hope. Hope for your families, for your communities, and for the future. Some of you will become innovators, some entrepreneurs, some educators, some public servants, some advocates, some will lead companies, some will build families. All of you have the ability to impact lives.
So years from now, your success won't be measured only by what you achieve, but by who you helped, what you built, how you made people feel along the way. Today is not the finish line, it's the starting line.
Yes. Your life is designed, yes, the starting line. Your life is designed and commissioned by God to enhance the community and to advocate for what is good and what is right. Remember that with God, there are no hopeless situations or hopeless people. Our lives are in a constant state of change, and it is imperative that we learn to make transitions well. By staying close to God through prayer and the study of His Word, you can really make a difference, and we can make sure that our lives and attitudes honor God with each change that comes.
Walk forward with confidence, lead with humility, work with purpose, fight for justice, prioritize wellness for yourself and others, and never stop learning. So, in closing, I would like to just congratulate the class of 2026. Your future is waiting for you, and I'm jealous because it's so bright.
We send you forth with a charge to impact the world.
Thank you, and God bless all of you.